That does not mean that anything would have been turned around or undone. I had no coursework. I had nothing to do from July to November. I was done. I didn't pay tuition. Nothing was happening. I forget the reason I was told that had to be, but something about they had to go through some processes. Okay, fine. Well, they didn't have a graduation hooding ceremony until May. Okay? You don't even have to do the hooding ceremony. It's completely optional. So, saying before you graduated, no, I don't think you should before you've completed your coursework and before you've defended or whatever your requirements are. You should have completed all your requirements. But then the discussion came up of should you use